Now the blues scale is a very popular scale, and it's, you can use it over so many things. Sometimes people will say if you can play the blues, you can play anything. And I usually think of the blues scale as a scale not based by a chord, but based by a key. Because if you could actually, if you have the chops and the musical ability and the ears, so that's actually saying a lot. But if you do have all those characteristics, you can actually take a blues scale and play it through a whole song. So that's the strength of a blues scale. So it's a very good scale to know. In this course, we're going to be using a blues scale in the key of C. So let's take a look at what those notes would be. We'd have C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, B flat, and then we're back up to C. So it's really a 6-note scale. And but you're usually not going to be playing this as just a scale up and down, though. As I've said, I recommend playing the scale, and practicing it, just playing every note up and down, because that's going to help you to learn the neck of the guitar and what the notes are all over on the instrument. But really what you have to do when you're playing a blues scale is start putting articulation into it, which we'll talk about in this course too. So the blues scale is a very useful scale, but just keep in mind that there's some extra things you have to put into it to really get it to sound correct. Now first let's just look at the blues scale and what notes are in there. You get the C. I'm in key of C here, so we got C, E flat, F, F sharp. I'm going to go up to the next string for G, B flat, and C. So I'm getting that C on the 10th fret of the D string, the E flat on the 8th fret of the G string, F on the 10th fret of the same string, F sharp on the 11th fret, same G string, then G up here on the 8th fret of the B string, and then B flat up here on the 11th fret of the B string, and then you're back up to C again. Now, as far as fingering goes, anything anything goes, because you're going to end up using this in a lot of different ways. And just remember, you're probably very seldom going to play it just as a blues scale all the way up and down. You're going to have bends and stuff in there, so that's going to really affect the fingering. But a typical bluesman way of playing it, they're not going to use their little finger. I tend to use my little finger, so in many of these exercises you're going to see my little finger in there. So, it's up to you which way you want to do it. But that's the basic blues scales in C. It's if you thought of that as degrees, it'd be 1, flat 3, 4, flat 5, 5, flat 7, 1. All right? And as we get more into different exercises, we're obviously going to be using these notes a lot.